Hello and welcome to the Fasting Focused Lifestyle. This is Vicky, and this week's episode we're going to be talking about what it means exactly to live a fasting focused lifestyle. It's going to get real interesting and maybe a little bit surprising if you're new to the channel, but stay tuned and we'll go over it all. Welcome to the Fasting Focused Lifestyle podcast, where each week I will be discussing all things fasting and how it can become the most valuable tool in your personal toolkit so that you can live a long, healthy, and meaningful life. I'm your host, Vicky Sharon, and thank you for joining me. All right, so a fasting-focused lifestyle. So yes, that's the name of this podcast, my website, and my endeavors with what I offer with consulting and coaching and support. But thinking about the phrase, the fasting focused lifestyle, or a fasting focused lifestyle in general, you can think about it in, okay, I'm going to make fasting a center focus point of the journey, but it's also something that once you realize the importance of what the implementation of fasting into your life can do, you start to have that rippling effect. And for those that have been practicing fasting in their life, may know or understand what I'm talking about. But over time, as you get further along in this journey, you start to realize that while initially maybe your intentions were to shed, X amount of pounds and weight, but as you get further along, your attention and focus starts to widen, and it starts to encompass more things in your life that have to do with your weight, that maybe are connected to your weight and body size that you're wanting to improve. You start to realize what things in your life affect you or have affected you in the past. You start to notice the little nuances of what habits you've had previously and maybe how they weren't helpful to what you want to see for yourself in the future. And this lifestyle allows you to bring attention to those little pieces, those little components that help you realize, oh, wow, maybe I should change this, or maybe I should do this instead. And the beauty of this process, as I've always said too, is that because it's a conscious abstention from the excessive consumption of food, you start to have that focus towards bringing the attention to those behaviors, those habits, maybe impulses that have become so deeply ingrained in you that it had just become your default setting. Like maybe you want to cut down on the consumption of coffee that you have each day. Maybe you have, long-term goals and aspirations to be more active in the morning. Maybe you want to be more productive and have a better start to your day, or to do different activities or things that are going to contribute to your personal, professional, family, emotional life. And this bodily awareness that we have with this deliberate abstention from, having breakfast in the morning, and, breaking your fast maybe around lunchtime or later on in the day, listening to those bodily cues and realizing, as I've said before, that hunger pang is a habitual thing that we have learned over time, with the habits and practices that we, a lot of us have grown up with, have been told that this is what we have to do. And, despite our best efforts and, best intentions that we have for ourselves, and your best intentions maybe 10 years ago have morphed in today by stopping at the coffee shop drive-through and picking up something, that you're in the moment craving probably, but later on in the day, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the sluggish. You're going to feel, that sugar high come down, or the weaning off of that caffeine high, or the need to feel consistently caffeined up throughout the entire day because of just what you were led and thought to believe. And maybe you don't like that. Maybe you want to change it. The bodily awareness from your head to your tip of your toes, you start to notice what bothers you. You start to notice, as gross TMI warning, your habits with your bathroom visits. And, is it something that you wish you could change or thought that you had to take a medication for? But this lifestyle with implementation of fasting, as you know, if you've listened to previous episodes before or know anything about fasting, it allows that bodily rest with healing and utilization of your fat stores to restore and clean a lot of just the parts of your body that deliberate abstention from consistent food consumption allows us to identify what we didn't like or what we want to change. And what's great about this too, as you get further along, is you start to develop a deep respect and attention, appreciation, awareness for what quality fuel you are putting in your body. And it's not something that is going to be immediate or should be thought of as a punishment for the food and fuel that's going in your body. And this is one of the main reasons why I've advocated since the beginning about not restricting, not obsessively counting calories, or even restrictive like measuring and limiting how much we eat. Understanding that you can fix the relationship with the food choices that you make for yourself, that it doesn't have to be a punishment. It doesn't have to be overly restrictive or fall to somebody else's, restrictions or guidelines. It should be something that you feel good about, that you have confidence that you can keep up with, that you enjoy, that you feel good, that it's going to benefit your journey, your goals long term. And that's something that you get excited for in a more positive, productive, future complementing kind of way. You also start to have a realization and a growth and development of the overall confidence of your abilities in yourself, in your thoughts, in your beliefs. And as I've mentioned in previous episodes as well, when you have that negative thoughts, feelings, and belief verbiage spinning, all day it's spinning. We have to do this. I can't do this. So-and-so, thinks this about me, or maybe coming up with, things that aren't even happening. Maybe you're thinking, oh, this person's going to think this about me, or I'm never going to achieve this, or insert excuse here. You start to realize and make the connections of you are in control of your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and that those stressors, those triggers that exist, always will exist, are out of our control, but what's within our control is our ability and way that we are able to handle them within our own little bubble. As I've talked about, our own locus of control. That's up to us. We have to realize that those stressors always will be there. We can't keep running away from and avoiding or pacifying with our poor eating habits specifically, these stressors, because they're always going to be there. Your ability to handle those stressors of life every day will get easier. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. And this is one of the hardest parts of this journey, is identifying what those stressors are and mitigating our response to them. Understanding that, sometimes the world is utter chaos and, sometimes it's a flaming dumpster fire, but it's up to us to know that we can keep our bubble, strong, tenacious, able to withstand the ebbs and flows of life's, great happy celebrations and the deepest, darkest, hardest parts that, if you haven't gone through horrible stuff in your life, shows, I'm sure you're showing a little bit of gratitude, but just, anticipate things that are going to happen. Having this fasting focused lifestyle mindset, way of life, doesn't make it, perfect by any means. It makes this life and process so much easier to withstand. It's your shield, it's your strength. It can give you that little restoration of self-confidence within. And that's truly what I want for every person that connects with me or needs this restoration of confidence, understanding that they can bring attention to these things in their life that aren't serving them, that aren't bringing a purpose, that are hindering more than they're serving. I really love and appreciate, for me personally on this journey, it has brought big and significant attention to the need to slow down. And with our society, I'm sure you understand when I say that everything is just so fast paced. Everything is immediate gratification. We microwave and it has to have, reply back instantly, or, oh, I'm waiting on this email, or why won't they call me? Or just so we're constantly seeking what's next or what you need to do or worrying about what you did. There's so much attention to either the future and the stress that comes with that, or what happened in the past and the stress with that. The more attention that you can bring to this present moment, like this moment right here, now that's in the past. So having a pause, attention to your breath. Are you holding tension in your body? Are you pacifying something that's stressing you with something that you're putting in your mouth right now? Is what you're putting in your mouth right now making you, get closer to what your long-term goals are? Is what you're drinking bringing you closer to your long-term goals? Slowing down is easier said than done, but there are so many different tips and tricks I'm going to talk about in a future episode with advice for slowing down. But it's truly bringing it in the simplest terms. I can tell you, pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to the way that your breath and bodily connection are handling each moment. If you are like I was for a very long time, and believe me, I'm not done. I still have moments where you just feel like just a ball of just tightly wound, just chaos. Bringing attention to the breath, thinking about the cool air coming in through your nose and the warm air coming out of your mouth, and how much that can benefit us, even for just a moment. Even if you can just focus on your breath for a moment while you're driving, while you're sitting, while you're walking, and realizing that you can overcome the stressors in your life and not let them, yes, obviously nothing's going to be easy. It's not always going to be perfect. But understanding that you're in control of the response that you have in your body. And that can make the difference between succeeding, accomplishing what you need to, or, maybe falling short and subsequently causing yourself to have an emotional tailspin completely out of control. And again, that's not what I want for anybody. I want folks to feel empowered. I want you to know that while there's always going to be stressors coming up, there's always going to be some kind of challenge to come. But we need to know and remind ourselves that we can handle this. Even we have to understand that while we're not always going to get what we want, we're not always going to get perfect score, perfect result, being okay with whatever the result could be or will be. Being okay, hoping for the best, but being okay if it doesn't meet our expectations, and how we can prepare to what our body response, our breath response, our emotional thought response is going to be if it doesn't go our way, and being okay with it. Being okay with, yay, it worked out, or, oh man, this sucked. Being okay. Be okay with it. Lastly, one of the most surprising parts of why I love all these parts of a fasting focused lifestyle, I feel one of the most valuable parts as well. I mean, they're all valuable, but this is one of my favorites. Simplifying many parts of your life beyond just not eating, just choosing to not eat until later on and letting your body use the fuel that's there. Simplifying things in your life, as I said previously, that don't serve you. Simplifying your thoughts, mindsets, habits, but also in a physical, tangible sort of way. And realizing that if maybe you're the type of person that just has so much stuff in your house, for example, that's one of your stressors. It stresses you out that you feel like maybe all the stuff in your house stresses you out. I know that was me for a while, and I have over time, and I'm not saying that you have to do the same thing that I'm doing, but if you feel inspired to maybe to make those small changes, I'm all for that, absolutely. But I've simplified so many things in my life besides just the food that I'm eating. I simplified the connections and people that I surround myself with, the things that I consume, not just in an eating sense, but what I listen to, what I watch, what I pay attention to. That has played a big, big difference in making choices that align with what you value, what you respect, what you want to have as part of your life. Because this all adds up to the little puzzle pieces of our journey. But seeing that it can be as simple as the things in your house. And I love just coming into my house at times, coming into my room, my bathroom, different parts of my house, my kitchen, everywhere, where I see things neat and tidy, which is great because that's just my little, I like keeping stuff clean. And if that does with you too, woo. But seeing there's not an excessive amount of stuff. I know for a lot of my life, I felt that I needed to have stuff. And I know there's a lot of folks that's one of their guilty pleasures is whether online shopping in person. And a lot of us, I know me personally, have had times in the past where I feel like that's pacifying, I'm feeling really good about myself, so I want to go out to eat. I'm feeling really good about myself, so I want to go buy myself something. And if that's a habit that you want to break, know that you can. You absolutely can. And thinking about what value these things, these actions, these behaviors, items in your house, music that you listen to, shows that you watch, people that you talk to, paring down and simplifying. And not to say you have to cut them out completely, maybe just have these special things, moments, conversations, visits, hangouts, whatever, have them be more infrequent than frequent, and really bringing attention back to, as I said before, how is your bodily awareness in these moments when you're giving in or indulging into habits, practices, behaviors that are just habitual, or maybe that you feel like are causing you stress? How can you pare them down? I wouldn't say to go and eliminate, because that's going to be harder, but think about how you can pare down and simplify. And in each of those moments where you're paring down, think about, is this something that I did or purchased in impulse as a quick, I feel good, so I'm going to do this to pacify that emotion, feeling, sensation, whatever? Or is this something that is truly bringing you value? Is it truly something that is complementing your life? Or is it complicating your life? Because if it's complicating your life and bringing you stress, then maybe something you want to consider to eliminate, to get rid of, to donate. And that mindset of realizing how much stuff you actually don't need, again, whether physical or not, can be a tremendous help for you on this journey, because you start to realize how simplified and how innate this process can be with our bodily healing, with our mental restoration, with the ability to withstand, the ups and downs of the stressors in life with our journey, right? And it's just something that's going to come naturally, but over time, it is something that can absolutely be developed. It can be strengthened. The mindset can be strengthened. You can get more tenacious, more focused on how you can continue to challenge yourself to grow and to improve on the person that you were the day before. And whether you like to write things down, keep a little sticky note, voice notes, whatever you like, whatever your method is, have excitement, joy, and that childlike excitement, playfulness, open-minded feeling mentality towards this learning process. It's really like you're thinking about rediscovering and relearning about yourself is what it truly comes down to. And throughout all that, you're going to, I feel like I made a new best friend with myself, and realizing that, like in Dorothy, that person has always been inside of you, but had to develop this, exterior shell to be able to withstand and survive up into where you are right now. And again, if that's something that you want to change, that exterior shell, through this lifestyle, you can. Through this lifestyle, through this slow, deliberate, and I encourage it to be slow. Go slow. Take your time. It's your journey. The slow journey over time can chip away, just like that image you guys have seen before, right? Of the man or woman chipping themselves away. It should come off in slow chips, chipping away, to reveal what you're truly capable of, what you're truly able to achieve, what you're truly able to have through your mindset, your habits, practices, and that person that you were in the past can evolve and change over time with a fasting focused lifestyle. There's many other components to this. I will probably do a part 2 of this episode later on. But again, as always, I want to thank everybody. I appreciate everybody's patience with what I felt like in this time of year. Since my last episode, it's been a little bit of a break. So I want to thank everybody for their patience and understanding, for still connecting with me. I'm thanking every single person by giving you all a nice, warm, squishy hug. And I truly still believe in every single one of you. Even if you don't, even if you've doubted yourself, even if you've done really well and fallen back, I believe in you. You can absolutely do this. If you're listening, I thank you. Thank you so much. If you are in need of supportive coaching, consulting on your fasting journey, I'm here. I care. I've walked the walk. I'm very passionate about the talk. My website, thefastingfocusedlifestyle.com, has my booking calendar, and for the current time being, I'm probably going to run this promotion until my birthday. I could extend it longer. We'll see. Right now, I'm running a promotion for $20 off 30-minute consults with the code TFFL2023. So basically, the Fasting Focused Lifestyle, but just TFFL and 2023. And that code will get you $20 off your 30-minute consult with me. So again, I want to thank everybody for listening. I appreciate you all and your patience very much. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you. The Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast. Copyright 2023. The information given within this podcast is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your doctor before starting any weight loss method. Thank you.